As a game master, I've been known to run a session or two that did not quite work out as expected. Maybe more than a few. But none of them were as much of an unmitigated disaster, nor as epically great, as the embassy ball that I ran once late into the night on a summer trip. And if those two descriptors seem a little oxymoronic to you, buckle up. Let's set the scene. 3 players and myself, 2 husband and wife couples. My wife and I had journeyed 500 miles on our vacation this day, give or take 200 miles. We're both exhausted. However, before we began our trip, I made what sounded at the time like a great idea. Hey, how about I run our first in-person session for our campaign when we get in? It'll all be roleplay, just setting up the next act of our campaign. Should be fun. Little did we know that each player's decisions this session would alter the projected direction of the entire campaign. For background, they're supposed to be at this ball meeting with different ambassadors from all of these nations from around the world to help gain support for one big alliance. And I say supposed to because, well, you'll see. First, we have Harmony's character, Indra, a tiefling mercenary who's making inroads with the Thieves Guild, the Silenza League. Now, if you're thinking that this might be a detail that most people would want to kind of keep under wraps, you'd be correct. Indra approaches a person at the bar by the name of Lotar. After a mere 40 seconds of conversation, give or take 1 second, literally, she exposes her secret token indicating she belongs to the Silenza League. Again, usually something that should be kept under wraps. But the conversation that followed after was quite interesting. And by interesting, I mean mind-boggling. What's your specialty? Thief? Killer? Still learning. We just arrived in the city. We? So you have a crew, do you? Well, should clarify, they don't really know what I do. Probably for the best. Strangers knowing is generally dangerous. Now, for most people, this conversation would have been dozens of red flags, if not hundreds. And yet, on she goes. Now, I'm sure at this point you're probably asking, how can any of this be actually true? Well, here's the video evidence of what transpired next.
They're not exactly strangers.
And yet, I'm a stranger, and you've told me quite a bit about yourself.
Well, you hinted at quite a bit yourself, so...
Well, maybe I should stop hinting. Should I be more oblique?
That's up to you.
Well, in that case, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a badge and goes, I work for Lotar Investigations.
In that moment, 30 minutes into our session, the sneaky thief character, who was supposed to keep mum about sneaky thief things, has just outed herself entirely to an investigator. Granted, an investigator of paranormal activities, but he also has ties to the local watch too, so 1 down, 2 to go. Our next player is Ferocious Bunny, playing the halfling wizard Brooklyn Sunmeadow Mallory. She's the daughter of 2 national heroes, Elena and Jasper Mallory, and her being out adventuring was not approved of. Not one bit. Brooklyn gets dragged off to an alcove by her mother, leading to the following argument.
Well, daughter, what in all the hells are you doing here?
I was invited.
Why?
Because a lot of stuff good.
Why are you not returned back home?
I don't want to go right now.
Excuse me?
I don't want to go home right now. Trevor being an angry, like, casual old mother woman is the funniest.
I have to admit, the ringing endorsement was pretty awesome, considering it was like 10:30 at night, give or take an hour, but it did not fill my heart with mercy. You weren't ready to be adventuring. Well, I think I am. You are coming home with us as soon as our business here is done. I'm just so disappointed in you, Brooklyn, but I'm doing good things. At this time, Indra steps into this very private conversation, and all hell breaks loose. Elena attempts to cast a spell at Indra. Brooklyn casts counter spell at Elena. Indra casts darkness. Look, none of us want to fight. I just want to emphasize how strong she is. And I want to finish what my friends and I started. Let me do that. Elena gets out of the darkness and immediately turns her ire towards the source, this meddlesome tiefling.
Seeing you as someone meddling in this now, I said this was a private conversation. She's going to cast a spell at you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. I believe it is. Let me double check. Yep, wisdom save. What are you trying to get to, Rhesus?
A natural 1?
Yeah, you don't want to know. Yay!
Alright.
I'll take this for you.
So, you lock eyes with her, and then for a second there's this flash of like purplish smoke. And then suddenly you're looking at her Brooklyn's boots as you are transformed into a little ferret.
Oh dear.
The conversation goes for a bit more, but Brooklyn, long and short of it, is finally able to convince her family to back off and let her continue adventuring for a bit. Which is great and all, but that situation still ended with a PC getting turned into a ferret, so... Anyway, 2 strikes for Indra and breaking even for Brooklyn. But there is another. We come now to the third member of the trio, Willie's formerly enslaved dragonborn warrior turned death cleric, Torcanimir. While the insanity with Elena is happening upstairs, Torcanimir has been drawn away to the outside courtyard where he comes face to face with Gisela Enguerrand. Who is she? Oh, just, one of the top officials who kept him enslaved so that way he could defend their country from northern invaders. And then she's now the ambassador for said nation. In other words, no one of consequence. What do you want? Tell me, what have you done with yourself since you slipped your leash? Traveled the world, killed your slave catchers, devoted myself to a goddess. Is that so? And this is when the revelation hits, the threat to his loved one.
Tell me, do you ever think of her?
Who?
You are wearing it.
Is there anyone near us?
Make a perception check.
18 plus 7, so 25.
Now, you would think that is a fantastic perception check. Practically a god tier roll for a level 4 to 5 character, even if they are a cleric. But there is something that can beat that. High-level Goliath Assassin Rogue Stealth Roll. And if you are at all wondering how a Goliath Rogue rolling stealth to avoid being seen works, then you're not alone. Blame it on the dice, but I digress.
What makes you think you're going to get out of here alive after telling me this?
Because... What's his name? Because Corvicus back there will kill you if you attempt to do anything else.
Do I know who Corvus is?
Nope.
You're what?
Am I? And at that moment, you feel the sharp blade of a knife stab into your side.
That's pretty bad already. It could not possibly be worse. Oh, but it could.
What's your AC without anything? Oh, doesn't matter, that's a natural 20.
22 points of piercing damage. An additional 38 points of sneak attack damage. And Torcanimir goes down, 14 points away from the threshold for instant death. No give or take on that. That's the exact math as calculated from this one stab to the kidneys. First death save. Failed. Second death save. Failed. By this time, I'm sweating bullets. I'm like, oh no, he's about to die. This was not the plan. This was supposed to be a fun roleplay session. Third death save, and at this time I have the Goliath assassin give him a healing potion because they had plans for him. It wasn't just mercy, it was also because there were future plans. And this was a roleplay session, it was not supposed to be deadly. All in all, you can chalk it up to everyone being exhausted as to why everything fell apart. The late evening session really did a number on us. Ironically, I actually run late night sessions for the 4 of us currently, so guess we didn't learn our lesson? But this was a great time for everyone. One of my most memorable sessions. 10 out of 10. Would do it again. Oh, and the primary reason for the ball where they're supposed to get all these ambassadors to sign on for this big, huge alliance sort of became secondary after all these disasters. But it's fine. It's fine. It's just how the dice roll.